the biggest tournaments in the city, and it will sell out. So sign up. 1010wins.com/pickleball.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Some fog this morning, 61 degrees at 7:40, Friday, October 4th. I'm Asho Kabbalah. Here's what's happening.
It's gone! He did it! He did it! Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career!
Howie Rose on Odyssey Mets Radio, and the Amazons head to the NLDS this weekend. Strike averted, at least for now, with a deal to keep goods moving at the ports while negotiations continue. Monday marks a full year since the Hamas attack on Israel sparked war. The fighting in the Middle East continues. In the Bronx, a woman's dead after she was stabbed yesterday afternoon in a deli. New evidence in the case of the infamous Menendez brothers has the Los Angeles DA considering a resentencing. AccuWeather says nice this weekend. Sun will mix with clouds with a high of 74 today. And tomorrow, clouds will give way to sun with a high of 75. Sunday, mostly sunny, a little cooler, the high 70. Wins News Time, 7:41. Traffic and transit with Andre Farrow.
And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound George is a solid 25 minutes, but it has improved, so we'll take that. Westbound Cross Bronx, not so fast, over by the Bronx River Parkway, and the westbound Bruckner over by the Hunts Point Drawbridge. You need some time there. Inbound Lincoln is not that bad, actually. It's the westbound side of 495 approaching Tunnel Avenue. That's slow. And eastbound 139 is busy through Jersey City, but just about a 15-minute delay on the inbound Holland. Still working on a disabled vehicle inbound Gowanus as you head over by that vicinity. I should say over by the Prospect. Yeah, we had that earlier crash southbound over by 39th Street, but you're very busy still round trip from 39th Street up to the Brooklyn Bridge in both directions on the in and outbound Gowanus. Now, if you're traveling in New Jersey on the westbound side of 280, we have a disabled vehicle heading towards 46 and making your way westbound towards Parsippany on the westbound side of Route 80. Still dealing with the northbound Pulaski, where we have a disabled vehicle right around Raymond Boulevard. Other than that, we're in pretty good shape in New Jersey, but if you're traveling in Queens, the 59th Street Bridge heading into Manhattan is slow, and the outbound delays at the Mid-South Tunnel are very slow still entering Queens, which is a little strange, so we'll keep an eye on that moving forward. The westbound BQE delays continue from Queens Boulevard to the Kosciuszko. Next report, we'll do that at 7:51. Andre Farrow, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Yeah, OMG is right. You saw that game last night? Looked like the Brewers were going to finish the Mets off, but Pete Alonso, magic. The Mets punched their ticket to the NLDS in Philly.
And Ashok, if you didn't see it, you might not believe it. In fact, I did see it and still can't believe it. Carlos Mendoza's club on the verge of being shut out 2-0 and heading home for the winter.
As I'm watching unfold the whole situation, we're going into the ninth, and I see Lindor, and I also look at who's on deck, and I see Pete Alonso right next to me. And I'm going like, this is going to be it right here.
With the manager adding on SNY.
I'm thinking, get the big boy off of the plate.
And on Odyssey Mets Radio.
He did it! Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career. Pumps as fast as he rounds second. It's a 3-run homer. He's given the Mets a 3-2 lead.
On the way to a 4-2 win that gives the Mets at least 3 more games to go on their amazing magic carpet ride. Mark Renee, 1010 Wins Sports on 92.3 FM.
Those Milwaukee fans looked shell-shocked. Our Glenn Shuck with the delirious Mets fans in Midtown.
Bartender Bob Sayer jumped and screamed and cheered. And then when it got quiet, it sunk in as to what had just happened. The Mets did it again.
They came back, had heart, got hits when they needed them, and really showed a lot of guts there, man. I mean, what an amazing win for the Mets. I don't remember as exciting a win for this team in a long, long time.
Salvatore also ecstatic at Judy Z's Sports Bar in Soho.
I'm excited. I'm gonna buy tickets whenever they're up. I'm gonna probably look that up now. I want to buy tickets for everybody in the room.
Pete Alonso's had more than 3,000 at-bats in his Met career. And this home run was almost like, no way my Met career can possibly end this way. And it hasn't. Glenn Shuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM here in Midtown.
Strike averted for now. 45,000 dock workers were back to work immediately after the union reached a deal with the shipping companies and ports to suspend the strike, which had been going for 3 days until January 15th. Lots more time to negotiate a new contract that would also deal with concerns like automation. sealed this deal. U.S. Maritime Alliance's offer yesterday to increase wages by 62% over 6 years.
This sweetened deal from the Maritime Alliance did come after some public pressure from the Biden administration and the president himself, asking these shipping companies to share their profits, to put forward a contract that would offer those higher wages.
Elizabeth Schulze reporting, and this is what it sounded like at the port in Red Hook, Brooklyn, when striking dock workers there heard about the deal. They're chanting ILA, that's International Longshoremen's Association, the name of their union. Jimmy Davis is the mayor of Bayonne. He tells 1010 Wins the deal to keep things moving while a new contract is hammered out is very important for Jersey.
It keeps jobs in the port. Part of it, a lot of it was the automation. We see that in our everyday lives, and who's not worried about AI taking people's jobs 20 years down the road, 10 years down the road.
Wins News Time 746. An apartment fire this morning in the Bronx sent one resident to the hospital in serious condition. Firefighter also suffered minor injuries. The blaze broke out around 5:45 on the 5th floor of a 6-story building on Weeks Avenue near 175th Street in the Tremont section. It was under control by 6:30. No word yet on the cause. September's job report is expected today from the Labor Department.
Economists are expecting September's jobs picture to look largely the same as the month prior, with hiring down a bit, but average wages slightly higher. Dow Jones consensus says the unemployment rate, meanwhile, will hold steady. It's currently at 4.2%. That would give the Federal Reserve more reason to continue a slow reduction in interest rates.
Mike Dubusky with that report. October could be a different story as the labor market deals with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene and the ongoing machinist strike at Boeing. Wins News Time 747. Monday marks 1 year since Hamas attacked Israel, sparking war in the Middle East. A special service at Manhattan's Temple Emmanuel will stream live on YouTube. You can see the whole list of commemorations on our website, 1010wins.com. Meantime, an IDF strike in Lebanon reportedly killed an American named Kamel Ahmed Jawad.
He was from Dearborn, Michigan. His family says he was killed in an Israeli airstrike, though we have not yet been able to independently confirm that. We understand he was in Lebanon, in southern Lebanon specifically, trying to help people there who have been impacted by all of this, the elderly, the sick, the disabled, people who financially could not afford to leave southern Lebanon. The White House has said it is has been deeply saddened by all of this.
Correspondent Inez de la Quintera. Donald Trump is heading to Georgia today to appear with the governor. The latest sign he's patched up his rocky relationship with Brian Kemp in a key battleground state.
Former President Donald Trump returns to North Carolina today for an evening town hall in Fayetteville. He also said over Truth Social that he'll be back in the battleground next week to survey damage from Hurricane Helene. Today marks 32 days until the November election.
Correspondent Libby Cathy. Kamala Harris will campaign in Michigan today. First Detroit, then Flint. Former Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney has endorsed the vice president. She joined Harris at a rally in Wisconsin yesterday.
A broad coalition has come together to support Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, we may disagree on some things, but we are bound together by the one thing that matters to us as Americans more than any other, and that's our duty to our Constitution.
Cheney was defeated in her 2022 primary after being critical of Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election and participating in the House January 6 committee investigation. A 29-year-old's dead after she was stabbed in a deli in the Longwood section of the Bronx.
NYPD's crime scene unit has closed off the sidewalk and are inside Jose's Mini Market on East 149th Street. This is where they say a 29-year-old woman was stabbed to death in the neck and in the torso by another woman. Shelby Miller says she knew the victim and her son.
And nobody deserves to be killed in the street like a dog. Nobody deserves that.
She also tells us the victim lived at the shelter across the street and frequently visited this mini market to buy cigarettes and food. Police tell us so far no arrests have been made, but they are looking for a woman who took off riding a bike. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 Wins on 93.3 FM.
Thank you guys for joining me on my commute to work as I listen to the news and document history for future generations. We'll see you on the next episode.